Superman a little bit. He's not as strong as he used to be. He's not as vulnerable. So when he has these huge, gargantuan fights, there's a sense that this guy can actually die. Nightwing, Clark. When he lifts things now, there's a sense of weight to it, and there's a sense of struggle, and it makes just a better dramatic scene.
He's a very 90s, vulnerable Superman. A couple of new writers that we're trying out on the show are Evan Dorkin and partner Sarah Dyer. Evan is very well known for a current comic book called Milk and Cheese, which is a very wild, riotous, out there type of comic book. And that's what first attracted me to him as a potential writer for the show. We were really looking for writers who could bring a nice modern spin onto Superman.
One of the challenges of the series has been to create a look for the series that would be as unique to Superman as the look of the Batman animated series was to Batman. A big aspect of that was the city of Metropolis. We didn't want it to look just exactly like New York, so we kind of went a little bit more futuristic with it. It's much bigger than New York City. It's like we keep saying the World Trade Center would be a small building in Metropolis. It's layers and layers and layers of city on top of each other, but at the same time, aesthetically, it's very pleasing. It doesn't feel like a big claustrophobic city. It's actually very uplifting and optimistic as opposed to the Batman Gotham City, which was all very dark and angular. Another big plus for me was the science fictional aspects of the series as opposed to Batman. We have a lot more giant robots and spaceships and battle scenes.
One of the things we wanted to do, especially in the early episodes, is play up the alien factor of Superman's nature. He does not stick around for praise if he saves someone. He's not a hands-on-the-hips type of,
Thank you, Commissioner. It's all in a day's work.
Yeah, none of that. In fact, at the beginning, he really doesn't even like the name Superman. It's a name that Lois Lane kind of christens him with in print, and he wonders how can I possibly live up to that?
He's a Superman for the millennium.
A comic. Kevin, what do you think of this?
As far as comic adaptations go of movies, usually they use very straightforward artwork, looks like it, but if you look in the inside of this book, it's not. It's kind of different. It's kind of stylish. I like that. As far as the story, it's kind of been there before, although there are some interesting picks.
Well, I liked it, but I'd like to see it in black and white even more. That's the way the Crow was done originally. So I have to give this like 3 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. All right, next up we got Ash, number 0. Now this book has gotten lots of acclaim from the comic world. Now they're doing a movie deal with DreamWorks. It's going to be an animated film. What do you think of this, Kevin?
Ash Book 0 is kind of a predecessor to Ash 1, of course, and it tells the story of kind of where Ashley's powers came from, and it involves the future Ash, if you will. The great thing about this book, beautiful, beautiful art by the boys, and not only that, but the artists are also the writers, and Jimmy and Joe can write. It's a very classically woven tale. It weaves in a bit of normalcy in terms of like they take a fireman who is a heroic character in real life and make him into a superhero. For that alone, they deserve all the acclaim. Beautiful book, gives it 4.5 Gs.
It's an all-around great book. It's got like image-style art, but at the same time, like you said, great story. I'd have to give it 4 Gs. Next up, we've got the comic epic Kingdom Come. This is 404, the end of the whole series. What do you think of this, Kevin?
Well, Kingdom Come, it has to be reviewed on 2 levels. Now, of course, the artwork is gorgeous. It's Alex Ross artwork. There's tons of mad cameos from former DC Universe people and just all sorts of comic tie-in stuff. You can't get better than this art, man. He's a mad genius. The writing, however, they tried to cram a lot of story into 4 issues. They should have tried for a maxi series, but instead they chose to do it in 4 bookshelf format books. I'd give the art, 5 Gs, maybe I'd go 6 Gs. I'd lift to 6 Gs for the art. Story, I'd give 3 Gs.
Well, this is a great book. It's an all-around awesome book. The coolest part about it, though, Kevin, is that Alex Ross drew me in.
Get out of here.
No, serious? Oh, wait. No, that's what he was supposed to do. In that case, I have to give this book 0 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Well, okay, I'll be